Hey, do you know another tune, man?
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow.
We're at Amoeba Hollywood with Cheech Marin, and we want to find out what's in his bag. What do you got today?
I got a bunch of stuff. I like this place because they have stuff that nobody else has. I was watching this Edith Piaf movie that Marianne Cotillard won the Oscar for, and I really dug the music, so I should get a whole album of Edith Piaf. So I got the 30th anniversary album. If it's not in here, it's just not worth having, Edith Piaf-wise. King Sunny Ade, who is one of my favorites of all time. And this is the original album. You can't find it, but now they have it, so you have to have 2 albums. You have to buy 2 albums in order to get the original one, but it's cheap at twice the price, King Sunny Ade. If you want girls like this. Karen Dalton I heard when I was living in Vancouver and I was reviewing records, and this record came through, and I heard this voice. It was the most incredible voice I'd ever heard. I go, I gotta find out some more about this. So when I came to LA and I was reviewing records for magazines here, I asked them, they said, who would you like to interview? I said, Karen Dalton. Oh, really? Karen Dalton? You want her? And so she lived here in LA, in Hollywood, right on the corner of Sunset and Kings Road, where the Whiskey A Go-Go is. There's this house right kitty corner across from the Whiskey Go-Go. It's not there anymore, it's a hotel. So I knock on the door, they told her I was coming as Karen Dalton. And I was looking for a place to stay at the time, live, because I was getting kicked out of wherever it was. And they had a room there to rent out, and I rented the room. So I lived with Karen Dalton for months, maybe 6 months, and not only Karen and her old man John, and I got to see Karen Dalton up close, and she's the most incredible voice. Problems, but you know. And then there was this other person there that lived in the house named Jill Byram, who later became Lacey J. Dalton. I don't know if you knew, country music.
She had
fan.
huge records.
Yeah, huge records, and she took her name from Karen.
Oh, really? That's how Lacey J. Dalton got her last name?
Yeah, her name's Jill Byram, and she renamed herself Lacey J. Dalton. And I never knew that she was Jill until I was doing an interview for People magazine, and they called back and said, I want to get a quote from you how it was to live with Lacey J. Dalton. I don't know Lacey J. Dalton. So, oh yeah, she said she lived with you, and her name was Jill. Jill Byram. Oh, baby.
So she had so many famous supporters, Fred Neil, yourself, Lacey J. Dalton. Well, why do you think Karen never made an impact in her own time?
Well, she had drug problems, and you know, that can slow you up a lot, and it did slow her up a lot. And Tim Harden was one of her great supporters, and just a lot of people are very influential. I blew my daughter. I have an 18-year-old daughter, the youngest one, and she's always trying to out-hip me, you know. So, and she fills up my iPod with all the groovy, whatever the now stuff. And so we're driving along. She plugs it in. And it goes, this song comes on. I listen to it. I go, is that Karen Dalton? She goes, how do you know Karen Dalton? I said, I used to live with her. Ofra Haza. Ofra Haza is this Middle Eastern singer that was kind of like Middle Eastern pop, and she was really great. She had a little run there for, I can't remember when, early 80s, right in there. And I saw her in Tokyo at some big deal, and I was knocked out by her. I'm like, how come I never heard of her? And I followed her ever since. I don't have this album, but Ofra Haza. Get it, you like it. Best of Bridget Bardot. I got this because I gotta see what it. I gotta hear what it sounds like. What does Bridget Bardot sound like, man?
Now I think this is the first time that her version of Je t'aimais with Serge Gainsbourg was issued. Was on this.
Really? Oh, cool.
She was married to an ultra-conservative, and if I recall correctly, I don't know that much about her, but I think that he had the recording suppressed because it was so sexual.
Oh, I can't wait. This one goes first in the car.
Tu vas et tu viens entre mes reins.
Marty Robbins' greatest hits. Now, Marty Robbins is one of the kings of country music. He wrote El Paso. Didn't really need to write anything more. But he has this, I've been looking for this song and I can't find it. Is There Any Chance? It's a very famous song that nobody ever heard of. And it's called, and I wanted to get it to have a good recording of it so I can learn how to play it and sing it.
Any chance? Is there any chance your heart may try?
Fred Neil. Fred Neil was the original folk blues guy. He discovered Karen Dalton, among others. Harry Nilsson. Everybody's talking. Everybody thinks that Harry Nilsson. That's a Fred Neil song, and he was just a giant influence on everybody. He was another junkie from Florida, and he lived in the Village in New York. And these are all the. If you got to get a Fred Neil album, this is one of the ones to get. The Many Sides of Fred Neil is another one.
Love all you big city women, love the big city blues. I got a woman down in Coconut Grove and she knows what to do.
Webb Pierce. Now I was sitting in a hotel room recently, and I don't know where, but they had one of those late night infomercials. You know, 154 of the world's greatest country music hits during the golden age of country. I watched it long enough that I ordered it, you know, and it comes in a box. And one of the great tunes that Webb Pierce had is There Stands the Glass. It's the quintessential get drunk because my baby left me song. And so I know Webb Pierce, I know other songs, and we met his daughter a long time ago in Nashville. So I want to get a whole album of Webb Pierce and just see what he was all about. But There Stands the Glass is, you don't get better than that.
Till my troubles grow dim, it's my first one to take.
Buck Owens, he was in that 154 things, and I like Buck Owens. I just like Act Naturally and Tiger by the Tail, and I want all those, and so I'm going to listen to a whole. I've never listened to a whole album of Buck Owens. I just know his singles.
Looks like I've got a tiger by the tail.
I play guitar, and so how I learn music is I get the guitar books of anybody's I dig, and I learn their songs. I have a giant library. I play a lot of standards. I play a lot of everything. So I'm always on the lookout for rare oddities. Like this is Tom Lehrer. He was a piano player, but satirical, and he had Vatican Rag and National Brotherhood Week, and it was big during the 60s. And so I wanted to get all the lyrics and all the chords to all his books. Tom Lehrer.
Pontiff, everybody say his own, Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican Ride.
The Commitments. You know, I don't know if you've seen the movie The Commitments, about this Irish band. They're trying to be an Irish soul band. And you can find all these other tunes. I mean, that's all the R&B classics. Bye Bye by Chain of Fools, Dark End of the Street, Do Right Woman. But you can't find them all in one place. So I thought, I'll get that one book and I'll get all these songs. Yeah, The Commitment.
Now that we parted, you know there's one thing.
So that's what I spend my money.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing your bag with us.
My pleasure.
I'm Rob Severe from the Numero Group. This is Cheech Marin.
Thank you.
Up in smoke, that's where my money goes. Amoeba.